Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the Gaary, Roamin, Rob podcast.
Grrr show.
Featuring Roman the Paladin.
We're gonna go drive really fast.
Snoopy of Washington.
What is he upset about?
And that little black guy everyone knows and loves, Gaary.
Hey, Jessica.
And now, for your listening pleasure, take it away, Rob.
You know what we have to get into right off the bat, though? The original Roman and Gaary thing that made me go, I need to make a cartoon with Roman and Gaary. Time travel.
Oh. God. Which Roman has changed his stance on. How
have I changed my stance
he's
on?
A flipper.
I'm not. No.
Yes.
It doesn't work if we all agree on time travel.
Go ahead and explain your point of view, Gaary. However wrong it may be.
Okay. I always had a problem with the time travel because you would go back in time and then change something, and you go back and everybody automatically knew what was changed except for you. So it's kind of like that time before you went back. So let's say you were 20 years old, you went back in time, you altered something about your siblings' life when they were 5. So you're going back to when you're 20. That time period between you were 5 years old and 20 years old. What are you writing now? You're going to distract me. So that time between you were 5 and 20, you were living your life. You remembered everything that happened the day before. And then all of a sudden when you're 20, you forget everything.
I'm not following you.
Yeah, your explanation is actually very poor. Give us a movie analogy you do not agree with.
Well, Back to the Future.
So you mean when he went back, he's confused that everything's changed?
Well, I can't remember the exact Back to the Future, but he went back to the future and his girlfriend and him were supposed to go to the lake house or whatever like that. The day before he went back, he knew that he was going to the lake. He had agreed with his girlfriend that they were going. His parents gave him the car and everything, and he knew about the truck. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, I have this truck, and we're going to the lake evidently? I don't know, he should have been updated on it.
Okay. But he was removed from the whole
that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
And here's the other thing. What you're not really saying is you're not even saying whether you agree with that or not. Whether you believe in say maybe the Harry Potter theory where you can go back in time, but you were meant to go back in time. So everything that happened while you were back in time happened for a reason. Or if you're going to go with the Back to the Future, or no, actually Time Cop is even better, which is completely idiotic, where if you touch yourself and you go back in time, you blow up apparently. That's frankly the dumbest thing on the planet. Really, you're completely separate. You're not one person. Otherwise you'd just you'd be plucked out of whatever you're in as you're hopping around through time. So that's completely stupid. But
the Harry Potter part is right, because let's say all of a sudden you were presented with a time machine. You can go back and change something. You would go back and change it, and then instantly after you changed it, you would be at the point where you went back in time with the recollection.
No, that's not fair. Because
you don't necessarily know what happened.
You're right. Because the Harry Potter one, they only go back an hour, 2 hours or something.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, it's so short. But in Back to the Future, you're going back a couple generations of people. So it's not like they got up. It's not like the Harry Potter brains that time went forward and they're like, my brain's now updated with everything that happened. That was just a short time span. If they went back 10,000 years and changed something and then came back and everything changed, it's not like they were going to be updated.
I don't see why they would be updated while they're traveling time. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Actually,
you're traveling time.
That doesn't really work because the Harry Potter one, they're meant to do it so nothing would get updated.
Okay, here's the thing, Gaary. What if you go from where you live? By the way, you didn't even introduce yourself, you jackass. All right, so what if you're going from your house in Florida? You fly to, say, California because you have a friend who's awesome, but you never visit, and it makes him sad deep down inside. But while you were gone, someone had a party at your house. And then you came back. Oh my god, there's an airplane. Oh, sure hope there isn't a big skyscraper in front of it. And there's apparently it's shooting backwards S's.
That's the Indiana Jones. Oh, whoops. It's the Indiana Jones. It's trapped.
Oh my god. Wait, there's no landmarks in the way. Where's New Delhi? I don't see New Delhi anywhere else. Okay, but you travel across the country, you come back. Someone had a party at your house. But you didn't know they had a party. You just came back like, oh, hey, there was a party at my house. You weren't there for it. You weren't updated. You didn't know what was going on. It's the same basic thing. Since you were gone, how would you know what happened? There's
you wouldn't, but
your deli is boobs. 3 boobs. Total Recall boobs. And a finger. No. Oh, God. 3 boobs and a penis. Some guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, doing the chick with 3 boobs. Well, I'm making a nice thrusty motion in my chair while I'm doing that, by the way. Wait, why are there 2 now?
2 what?
What the hell is that?
Oh, those are birds.
Those are not
Why are the
birds.
Those are big birds.
Those are
Look at them
someone.
compared to the buildings.
Yeah, those
are like pterodactyls.
Actually, pterodactyls don't go caw. They do like a screech thing, but you know.
Were you there? Do you know what noise they made?
I saw Jurassic Park, so yeah, I know what kind of noise they made. You gonna try and tell me Jurassic Park's fakes now?
Wait. Where was the story? Because we kind of got.
Oh, I was just trying to prove that Gary was wrong. So I really thought I served my point.
What part of mine is wrong? I'm saying that Harry Potter was right where you go back in the past and everything.
You're saying that that they should know based on what they changed. So if they change something, they should all of a sudden be caught up to date and like apparently time travel is a fucking updating program, and they're aware of everything that happened.
Well, then, see, now you're saying that they're.
I just used my plane analogy to completely disprove yours.
Okay, so their knowledge. Let's say they return back in time on January 1st. On December 31st, their brain has all this knowledge of what has happened before. Everything that's been updated, the updated part. So then on January 1st, when they go back in time, they all of a sudden have a different brain?
No, well,
what happened to the old brain?
Wait,
what happened to the brain that knows everything that happened?
Who's agreeing that Back to the Future made sense? Like, that frame of time travel was okay?
No, not me.
Gary doesn't like that.
Hold on. So what you do in the past can't therefore affect what you do in the future.
No, it can, but when you go back, there has to be some way that, like, you automatically know what happened, or maybe you forget that you time traveled, or...
No, you're one being. You're one person. I'm me. I go back and forth, so I can do whatever I want.
But see, the day before you come back, you know everything that happened.
Correct.
And then when you come back,
replaced by the new
you totally forgot that. You replaced it? Where'd you put the old one?
Here's the other thing. What if you have like an infinite number of people, and then you just disappear, but like 1 second later there's a new you there, and now all of a sudden every time you time travel there's always 2 of you? Huh? What about that?
I'm so confused.
How are you confused?
Are you saying like you're gonna go back in time 5 minutes, talk to yourself, and be like, let's buddy up and time travel together, and then you go around in time doing...
And you started collecting each other, and you had like a posse. Only be a posse of a bunch of yous. Because really, who else can you trust?
And they'd all be different ages.
Slightly different ages. You go back like 1 second.
Well, I guess you could go back like a day or a second. Well, a second, you can't do a second because you're going to go back a second and be like, hey, what's up? And then all of a sudden you're going to be time traveling away. It's going to be like, damn, I missed them. You're going to have to go back like an hour or something, or even just a day.
Yeah, but see, if you pluck them out, okay, fine, you can't go back a second. But yeah, if you pluck them, once you pluck them out, I mean, bam, they're yours. I mean, they're basically like broken free. Kind of like in the Matrix.
Pokemon.
How are they like Pokemon? They're not like in little balls. You don't throw them at people. Pikachu!
You choose which one has to fight you.
I choose you! 17 years old, 18 days, and 23 minutes. But I think we kind of proved the point. You're wrong.
I don't know what the point is. Yeah.
You didn't prove my point wrong.
Problem is,
I didn't prove your point wrong.
Gary is always confusing me because Gary's always like, no, time travel doesn't make sense because if you have this knowledge the day before you come back, then when the day after you arrive, the knowledge has changed, and how would you know the day before you left if the time travel even worked? That's what Gary says, and I have no idea.
No, okay. So, the day before you come back,
God,
that version of you knows everything that's happened before that.
You want to bring this up.
When you come back, you all of a sudden don't know anything that happened. Like, where did that brain go? Because that's a totally different brain than what...
Why do we have to worry about where it goes? Why don't we just worry about what's your
No. Here's the thing. Here's where you're losing me, Gary. Okay, say this is the timeline, right?
This is your timeline.
Here you go. Here's Saturday, okay? And now you're gonna go... No! Okay, right? This is your brain, okay? That's your brain with all the knowledge you know right here, right?
Yeah.
So now you go into this alternate timeline and you fuck shit up back here.
Oh my god, is that drugs?
You fuck shit back up here, okay? And then the timeline keeps going, and then you come back after changing all the stuff in the past to here, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Your brain doesn't get updated with all this knowledge because
It's a boot.
your brain doesn't get updated because because for you nothing ever changed because you went back in time, changed it all, and you still lived. So you'd still have all the knowledge of what you did to go back in time, because if your brain got updated, then technically you would not even know you went in a time machine and changed everything.
Yeah, but the thing I'm talking about is like this is where you come back in time, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, I
what
like
happens to your brain that was all developed here?
It's replaced by the X.
No,
It's replaced.
no, your brain, you don't exist because you're back in time while that's happening.
Yeah, but like in Back to the Future, he came back and all of a sudden like he had promised to go to the lake with his girlfriend and he had a truck that he didn't even
But
know about. This all
that-
happened in this area. Whoa.
Oops.
Oh dear God.
That
Okay.
no, that
Now-
didn't happen there. That happened over here.
Now, if you want to get technical, if you're going to go with the Back to the Future thing, if he disappears from time and he returns back in the future, see, the only thing was he returned to like the day after, where he was basically gone. He just wasn't there. So nothing happened while he was there under what you're saying. So there's no need to have to replace it.
Well,
Yeah, like right here, nothing ever happened. You
Because
don't
you're
exist.
gone.
You don't exist.
okay. So all this time including, like up
Yes.
to the point that he returns,
You've gone too crazy.
even if he was gone for this part, it's still this part over here. This brain is developing and gaining memories and everything else like that.
Slanty eyes. And one of them's crying.
Okay.
So what
I got
happens?
what you're
Just
saying. I got what you're saying. You
I
know what? The only thing that actually makes sense is the Harry Potter way, where when you go back in time, you were meant to go back in time. Because if you go back in time
Yeah.
and change shit and then came back, it just doesn't make. Because honestly, if you went back and you changed even the littlest of thing, you're not going to get born. You don't exist. You don't exist. You're going to come back. Your family doesn't exist. There's going to be a black man, president of the United States. It's just going to be changed.
And also, what I didn't like about Back to the Future was he went back in time and he was like splitting his parents up, and then he started to disappear. Like all of a sudden, matter is just being destroyed. Like they're breaking rules of physics here. That's not cool.
Well, I don't think
Well, the
that
picture
makes
can't
sense.
fade. What?
Well, he started to fade.
Well, I'm going to take time and advice time travel from you, Mister. I'm my own grandpa. Oh, you're all green. Uh-oh, I know what goes in that mouth. Are you dancing? Is that what that's supposed to be?
He's got magic
hold-
fingers.
You're holding the
His hands fading.
Oh!
See, that just doesn't make sense. Like, how are you going to disappear? You already exist. You're
I
just back
think
in
Rob
the
has an
timeline where
actual
you
a fucking notebook he can like draw, and that's retarded.
That's mouse.
He
That's
He
just
busted
a-
that out way too quick.
What are you talking about? It's just a mouse.
How am I the only person that has no drawing skills?
I drew a stick figure, and you're treating it like it's a piece of art. It's a fucking stick figure, eyes and a mouth. Like, jeez.
Have you not seen me draw?
Oops.
Uh-oh.
I hate that. I keep clicking the color, but that's the color for the board. I can't even change the board's color.
I'm wearing a hat.
Terrible. You can't draw. Whoops.
Stop touching that one.
Wow, Rob, do we have to take away the drawboard controls from you?
I like how you gave him sandals.
Stop it.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
My bad.
Okay, so you know how like some people, say like, "Oh, I'm so mad I could like hit someone." Okay, but you can hit someone. So what? How mad do you think certain people get like on the very high end? Maybe so mad you want to swing a cactus?
That guy's swinging the cactus.
Why'd you pick
How
the
do you not
biggest
look at
one? Why'd you pick the biggest one, Gary?
Sorry.
Because what?
Biggest. There you go.
God damn it.
See, here's the thing. I've seen it. I know he's swinging the cactus. Here's what I don't understand. What's he swinging it at?
Okay, there's two
He's
theories
just
on this.
expressing himself.
He saw this other guy running at him. Now, okay, he might not have the best name. Now remember, There's a lot of vision problems in Africa, so maybe he's trying to swing it at the guy who was previously running at him and then decided to surf on the dirt and then decided, oh shit, this guy's swinging a fucking cactus, I'm out. Or maybe they lit the car on fire and that's how they celebrate things. And you know how some people shoot guns in the air? Well, this guy doesn't have a gun. He's gonna go with the next best thing, a cactus.
Now, and there's the guy on the right who's jogging in place because he's not going forward, he's not going backwards, so he's definitely jogging in place, and he looks like he's got like clothes for jogging on. He's got some sweatpants.
Okay, I got a theory.
No,
I got a theory. I got a
theory. I have a theory
Behind
as well.
the picture, what we can't see, they're playing baseball. The guy with the cactus is batting. He doesn't know how to do it. They don't play baseball over there often. The guy that's running in place is stealing home. See, it makes sense.
What if the guy with the cactus is actually the catcher and he's guarding home? Because he didn't know he's supposed to tag him out with the ball. He's like, motherfucker, stealing my home. I'm getting the cactus. Because you know how when you're a kid and you play baseball, you'll just use anything. Like, we used to use, like, trees and bushes and shit as bases. Well, apparently these fuckers use burning cars.
Sliding into home is a whole new risk.
Okay, the car that's on fire, that's home. The AIDS hut is first base. The big pile of rocks is gonna be second base.
Can we
The other big pile of rocks is there. No, why do we need to stretch it? It's already as big as it can go. Okay, now here's my theory is the guy on the right is actually jogging towards the pile of rocks because people are all excited. Now he sees this guy with a fucking cactus in his hands. Now granted, there may not be a whole lot of cactuses available, so he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna grab a rock. 'Cause he doesn't want to look like a pussy and not be holding anything.
No, here's what it is. He was going for a jog, and then he came to the guy, and the guy started swinging a cactus, but he didn't want to stop jogging, so he stops, but starts jogging in place, because, you know, he's got that flow, the jogger's flow, so he just keeps jogging in place.
Really, he wants to keep his heart rate up?
He wants to keep his heart rate up while he's jogging.
I think if you're running around the parts of Africa with cars on fire, keeping your heart rate up is not a problem. I think you just walk around in your training zone.
Oh.
Because you're thinking, oh
I don't
shit,
think over
oh
there,
shit. Please don't
risk
hit
for
me.
dying is a weak heart. I don't
What's-
think they worry about cardio.
What's the guy in the front with the... What kind of shirt is he wearing? Like, what is on his shirt?
Kind of like a
Can't even-
wagon?
I don't know. Anyway, the guy...
Gary.
What is he upset about? Is he upset about the cactus? Is he upset about the fire? Is he upset about the guy
Why
in
would you be
shirt
upset
stealing
about
home?
the cactus? Wait, you're trying to say Gary sounds all jacked up, by the way. Are you trying to say that he's taking it out on the cactus? Like if you have, you know, a pan and it's got a chip in it, you're like, oh, stupid pan, and you start banging it on the ground because apparently we're cavemen now or something. Is that what you're saying? He's mad at the cactus. Now think about it. Now usually if you're mad at a cactus, wouldn't your first reaction be like, hey, maybe I'll hit the cactus with something else? As opposed to, I'm going to pick it up and swing it in the ground.
I know what he's using the cactus for. He's using the cactus to put out the fire. Or maybe that's why the smoke is going that direction, because he's using it as a fan.
He's fanning fire!
Fanning out fire.
Well, the smoke is going that way.
There you go. Mystery solved.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us, folks. If you want to hear more of Gaary, Roamin, and Rob, make sure to check back every Wednesday night.